Physique Transformation U 2.0. Today is module number 5, as you can see. Let me turn this around for you guys. All right. And today's a fun one today because today we are talking about nutrition that satisfies your eating lifestyle. Last week we talked about the let's see here. It was module 2, which is creating your workouts and how to create workouts that are effective, that you enjoy. And so go ahead and click. Let's see here. For the TikTok people, we weren't here, but for the YouTube people, definitely were. We did the YouTube. So you guys, TikTok, go click on my profile to go onto my YouTube. Check that out. But today is all about nutrition. It's a huge topic, and if you guys are looking to improve your success rate for this year and improving your fitness, your health, nutrition is going to be a big piece, right? So let's talk about that today and crush your health and fitness goals this year with this information. All right, so let's move forward to the topics. Okay, so we're going to be talking about eating types. It's very important that we know what type of person you are, how you're eating, okay? And so eating types. Kitchen inventory, what do you have in your kitchen that might be sabotaging your success? And how to eat healthier strategies, your portion control, focusing in how much you eat, some ideas on meals that I'll share with you, and supplements that you might consider, plus a 10-day challenge. Okay, I have a 10-day challenge for you guys. And then we're gonna finish out with some macro info. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are like taking this seriously this year for yourself and for your future, but nutrition is going to be a big piece, right? And so let's talk about with the eating types that exist. Hopefully you guys can see that. So you might want to start categorizing yourself as a certain type of person, meaning are you an omnivore, that is a person that eats animal, eats food of both plants and animal, omnivore, or are you more of just a carnivore? That's like a zero carb person. They let's see here. They usually eat animal foods, the meats, fish, eggs, high dairy, animal fats. So carnivore. Are you that type of person? But there's also the herbivore, and the herbivore is the totally opposite. They are primarily uncooked and unprocessed foods, the herbs. Okay, and the vegetarian. You might have been a vegetarian once. And what does that mean? That means the person who does not eat meat, okay, and sometimes other animal products, especially for moral, religious, or health reasons, a vegetarian, okay? Some people fall into that category. And then the vegan. Are you a person that does not eat any foods derived from animal? Okay, so no animal, so vegan, okay? And against animal products, okay? Now, I didn't put in there, and I would put another category in there called a flexitarian. And that's a person who is kind of a mix, and I'll fall into that, which means a flexitarian is someone who eats meats, but also eats plants, and a little bit more of plants than meats. Okay, so I guess you could say omnivore, but a little bit differently in terms of portions. Okay, all right. So what type of eating person are you? Make sure you understand that. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is where we actually break it down. So there's the pescatarian, person who does not eat meat but does eat fish. Okay, so this is a breaking down of a type of person. Okay, in the paleo, you might even heard of that. You might be a paleo person. Okay, which is, there's no right or wrong per se. It's what you prefer, and hopefully you guys can adapt that for the lifestyle that you want. Okay. Now, paleo is someone who includes lean meats, fresh are fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. So paleos. They're pretty healthy. Okay. And the other one is the blood type. So the premise behind this is that you eat based off of your blood type. So you need to know what your blood type is. Type A, type B, type AB, or type O. And each one of them have a specific eating style, if you will. Okay. The type A is called the Agerian or cultivator. And people who are type A should eat diet rich in plants and completely free of toxic red meats. Okay. Type B is someone called nomad, and the people eat plants and most meat except chicken and pork. Can also eat some dairy. Okay. The type AB, called Enigma, described as a mix between A and B foods to eat, include seafood, tofu, dairy, beans, and grains. Okay, and I'm actually an AB, and so that would make sense. I do love seafood, tofu, and dairy, beans and grains. I'm a little bit light on dairy, but anyhow. And then type O, the hunter. This is a high protein diet based on the meat, fish, poultry, certain fruits and vegetables, but limit in grains, legumes, and dairies. Okay, it's a little bit more of a paleo type O. Okay, so if you can identify what type of blood type you are, then you could perhaps choose that type of eating. Some people are raw food. Okay, this is a diet that places a premium on eating uncooked, unprocessed foods. I don't know, never tried it before. Usually everything I eat is cooked, except for maybe lettuces and stuff like that. And flexitarian, like I said earlier. Style of eating that encourages plant-based foods while allowing meat and other animal products in moderation. Okay, it's more flexible than fully vegetarian or vegan diets. All right, so if you're wanting to explore any of these, I would encourage you guys to do that. It's very, very interesting to decide what type of eating person you are and just go with it. Many of us, I think, it's funny. I was listening to some people and they'll be talking about they eat some fish, they eat some vegetables, they eat some fruit, and then I'm like thinking, well, how could you not be a flexitarian? Because that's really basically what that means. But anyhow, it's not the point here. You could decide which person or type of person you are. All right, moving on. So it's important to know what's in your kitchen. And why is that? Because your kitchen is really your foundation. And so if you can identify what's in your pantry, what's in your fridge, and your cabinets, you could pretty much tell the story of what type of person you are in terms of how you eat. Okay? Do you have canned foods, frozen foods? Do you have snacks? Do you have drinks? Do you have candy in your inventory? Okay? When you go grocery shopping, what do you usually fill your grocery cart with? Okay, boxed foods, processed foods, or do you usually have ingredients, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, grains, things like that. I think we may, on my shopping cart, I usually have a little bit more of the fresh food ingredients in our shopping cart. I would have to say, if I was being honest, and hopefully you guys are the same, right? We may have some processed food for the kids so that they'll get their chicken nuggets, okay? But for the most part, we're pretty much shopping for ingredients. All right. And so what's on your shopping cart list, right? That's really important. Okay. Here is a list strategy, I think, that I learned a while back ago that it might be helpful for you, which is eating healthier with 3 lists. The 3 lists are always lists, sometimes lists, and then the never list. So what am I talking about? So when you have an always list, these are items that you eat all the time, anytime, everywhere, anywhere, because it fuels your body. It fuels your body for activities. It's non-toxic, and it satisfies your craving. So what could be an always? It could be fruit. It could be nuts. It could be a particular grain or something like that that you made, oatmeal, for example. Okay, something that you always will have because it fuels you. Okay, so that's always going to be on your list. So maybe some people like wheat bread. Okay, so a toast or avocado or something like that, or eggs. That might be always on your list. Okay, so start creating that always list. And then there's sometimes there's foods that sometimes you'll have, but not all the time. But it satisfies your craving. I can think of one. Perhaps it could be ice cream. Okay. Sometimes you'll have ice cream, not every day, but maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, something like that that satisfies you, but you don't have it all the time. 2 to 3 times a week or 2 to 3 times a month, something like that. It could be your favorite sweet treat, chocolate, for example. Okay, so having a sometimes list. And then you'll have a never list. And these are you stay away from these items because you no longer serve your body, are toxic to your body, and hurt your health. It could be caffeine drinks, the energy drinks, whatever those drinks are that aren't serving you at all, just giving you empty calories, right? That could be your never list, okay? You think of what that is for you and you put it on your list, and then you'll have a shopping list created based off of these ideas of what you always will have, sometimes you'll have, and then never have, right? And so that's a great way to start eating healthier, right? Start creating these 3 lists. Okay, the other option would be to do what's called 80-20. You hear it a lot in other areas in life, but you could do something called 80% plant-based and 20% everything else. It's not so bad, right? And so if you were looking at a plate, okay, you got a plate that is a little bit more plant-based and a little bit of everything else, okay? So it's not so bad. An example could be for breakfast, 1 medium-sized veggie omelet with 2 peanut butter toasts and 1 orange. Not bad. Lunch could be one bowl of chicken noodle soup, a small salad, 1 sandwich with turkey, lettuce, tomato, and cucumbers. Okay, and then you have sushi for dinner. Okay, not too bad. So 80-20. Think about it. Okay, let's move forward. The idea of healthier eating and using a idea of called swaps. So some of us want cookies, but instead of cookies, maybe we can do dried fruit. Dried fruit is a great swap. We all want sugary drinks, I think, but water works great for hydration. I think that would be a great swap. People love red meat, but tofu is really, really healthy and tasty as well. Just add the right spices. You have a taste for potato chips. Try veggies and hummus. Great swap. Okay? And instead of a hamburger, maybe a turkey burger. Great swap. So there's a lot of white processed stuff, and instead of white processed stuff, maybe we can do whole wheat stuff. I think that was a great alternative. Okay, and so if you have any questions, by the way, on anything I've spoken about, just go ahead and leave it in the comments and let me know. So white potatoes, we love white potatoes, but maybe we could like sweet potatoes instead. Great swap. Okay, so these are just a few examples of how we could start eating healthier this year, continue eating healthier. Okay, so something to think about. All right, let me get this light going on. I think it'll be good. Ooh, there you go. All right. Okay. All right. And let's move on. Okay. Some of us might have an issue with portion control. What does that mean? Portion control. One of my clients recently told him over the holidays to switch out a 10-inch with a 9-inch plate. And what a difference. It really made a difference of how much he filled his plate. So consider doing a different size plate. Mm-hmm. Um, and then also know your macro numbers. We'll talk about that later. Uh, Something to think about too to curb your appetites and such is to use what's called chew 20 times before swallowing. Sometimes people are inhalers of food versus chewers of food. Have you ever found yourself just inhaling food very quickly? And so practicing what's called chew 20 times before you swallow will be a great way to sort of portion control your food, because you have a slowdown of how fast you eat. And so sometimes your body doesn't catch up, and then all of a sudden you're already in your second plate because you're just like down the throat. And then another way to control portion is just to fill up with water before you eat your meal. So just filling up your stomach a little bit might be a goal, goes a long way to get control your portions, because hunger is something that's really interesting. I mean, when you're hungry, you're gonna eat, right? But try considering smaller plate, try considering chewing more, and try considering drinking water before you eat, so that you are can control your portions. Now we'll talk about macros a little bit later because I have an awesome worksheet for you. But anyhow, let's move on. Healthy, satisfying meal options. So what are we talking about? I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but the best way to eat is to eat like a king for breakfast, eat like a queen for lunch, which is a smaller portion, and then eat like a poor person, college student, they say, for dinner, because a little bit smaller meal is better at night, right? So you may have heard of that. And so if that's the case, you know, what options do you have for breakfast? You could eat cold cereal, you could eat fruit, you could eat eggs, you could eat breads, you could eat bagels, you could eat oats, you could get yogurts. The list can go on and on, but there's a lot of options, okay? And I would say fill up for breakfast so that you have as much energy as you can have for the rest of the day. I think that's really, really key. And then if you're hungry for lunch, I could see a sandwich or a soup or a salad, some more fruit. You got a rice bowl. Maybe with the burrito is good. Noodles are fine too, if you want to go with that as well. But the point is that a little smaller portion than breakfast would be okay. Okay. I've heard people who are like not anti-breakfast but don't like eating breakfast and such. I guess in that scenario you could also try to eat a middle ground breakfast lunch, so that you make up for missing breakfast. But you have to decide how you function best, okay? All right, so like I said, dinner would be the smallest meal of the day, just a small portion of sushi, for example, chicken with rice, sweet potatoes, homemade turkey burger, pizza with lots of veggies, fried rice. The list can go on and on. These are examples that you can try, but for the most part, you know, smallest meal of the day. That's something to consider, right? It's because like for those who are eating too much, it's probably you're overeating, and you're overeating, which means that you are going to gain extra calories more than you need, right? So smallest meal of the day would probably be dinner would be ideal. Okay. All right. So when it comes to cooking, what tools do you have? Do you have cooking tools that help you make rice, for example, or cooking tools that help you make better foods? A blender for smoothies, a slow cooker for soups. Do you have something like that that makes life easier, and makes your food quicker? So it's very important that you have good cooking tools. Okay, like I said, blender for smoothies, slow cooker for soups, instant pot is really great too. So, and an air fryer if you have one, to just make life easier and make your food healthier too. Okay, so make sure you have something like that. All right, I want to move forward to talking about supplements a little bit, and this is a whole conversation in itself. However, for the most part, I think supplements can really help people who have deficiencies. It's just clear. And do you have a vitamin deficiency? Do you need to make up for the lack of nutrients from your diet, right? So are we eating a lot of high dense nutritious foods? And if we're not, vitamins kind of come in to fill that gap. It's just a fact, right? So are you taking powders, green powders? Are you taking capsules, pills of some form that has vitamins? Okay, I think for overall general health, I think it's very smart. Our cells are aging, our body's aging as we live life, and if we're missing that piece from our regular diet, vitamins can help. Okay. Now, some people love meal replacements, protein shakes, energy drinks, and things like that, and those are good too. I think those also serve a purpose. I feel like morning shakes are good for breakfast. I think that when you start thinking about how people eat, I think that shakes are a great way, and it's a convenient way to get a lot of nutrients, high dense nutrients, if it's a good shake mix, into your body quickly. Okay, so you've heard of whey protein, you've heard of green drinks, you've heard of plant-based powders, you've heard of meal replacement powders. It's out there in the world. Let me know if you have any questions. I can give you recommendations on those. Bars. Okay, so bars are a convenient little snack, convenient way to get food into your system, but be careful of those bars that are high in sugars and such like that, that promote health and energy and all that stuff. So just be aware of those things. I'm not against them. Just find the right one that's good for you. I probably wouldn't live off of them per se, due to some of the high sugar content in some of the bars, because you have candy bars and you have your energy bars, you got your protein bars and all these things, and they kind of have a blend of all these things just to sell them, right? So just be careful. Probably make your own bars using figs and your favorite protein mix and stuff like that. Probably the best way to do it. Okay, so bars. Again, supplement recommendation would be pick the less toxic one in your research, but tastes good at the same time, right? Here are a few options. The Juice Plus company definitely is high in my list for the basic, because it's whole food based. The Kind bars are really good. Naked bars really good, and the Rex bar are really good, just due to the ingredients and how they produce them. Okay, so very good options there. All right, getting to the end here, but I do want to say that if everything I've said so far makes some sense, that you could follow it, that'd be great. The biggest thing here is how do you use that information that we just learned or what I just talked about? And the 10-day challenge would be one of those ways to do it. Okay, let me just talk about the benefits of this 10-day challenge so you get a sense of what's happening. So over a 10-day period, you would be able to reset your taste buds. You will help your body remove toxins and help release fat cells. Okay, remove toxins and help the body release fat cells. You're going to be putting healthy nutrients into your body, helping cells be happier, and in turn you may feel more energetic. People may not think about it like this, but when your cells are bombarded and they have to work harder, and they are, let's just say it's a fish in the dirty water. The fish is your cell, and the water around it is murky, dirty, and such, which is like your cell is like being bombarded with toxins, right? That fish may not be energetic, right? It probably will die if it's not taken into a clean environment. So the the idea here is that when you feed your body, your cell, the fish, with good nutrients, clean water and such, that fish will be very energetic. So think about it in that way, all right? Through this 10 days, you'll start thinking about, rethink about your food choices as well, I think. And it causes you to open your food list, right? Right now, we probably have a list of things we just usually get at the grocery store because that's what we're used to. But this 10-day will open up your open up your list to new food ideas, right? And then at the end of the 10-day, you may have a different food relationship, okay? A relationship with food. So this is what the 10-day can do for you. What is it that you have to do, okay? So over the 10 days, if you choose to do so, you will be eating fruits and veggies for 10 days, nuts, grains, and seeds for 10 days, tofu, soy-based foods for 10 days. If you want dressing on your salads, you can have a capsize full of your salad. It's up to you, capsize. You have soups, you have potato soup, you have black bean soup, broccoli soup, chicken soup, soups with veggies, but no chicken, no meats, okay? And so you have to stay away from seafood and meats, but everything else is okay. You could drink water, tea, and you'll do this for 10 days, okay? On day 11, you can celebrate or continue this eating pattern and continue it for 30 days for the rest of your life. But anyhow, point is this, is that over the next 10 days, you will start seeing these benefits that we talked about, okay? And this is how you do it. Cool? That's great. All right, that's your 10-day challenge. And if you're wondering about a macro worksheet I mentioned earlier, you can go to this website right here, which takes you to this page right here, and you can download it, this worksheet that looks like this, okay? And this worksheet is pretty accurate, I have to say. The other day I did a ChatGPT type of query and prompted it to give me my macros based off my height, weight, and age, which is basically what this is all about too, and calculated it. And it was a little bit off. At the same time, it was close, okay? And with this calculation, or this worksheet here that I have here, it's based off of specific numbers, formulas, and calculations. And so you can get this for free. Just go to this website right here, and you guys can get that. And there's a free training on there from me, so you guys can see that. So you guys can learn from me at the same time, okay? And then one more thing is, if you are looking for a fitness app, this would be the website to go to, my fitness app, and it looks something like this, okay? So we've got workout resources here. These are the daily workouts you would do. These are follow along workouts, so guided by me, okay? This is the page you would go to and learn a little bit more about it, what programs I have, okay? It's a 7-day free plan, 7 days free for each of these programs, okay? And get tested out, try it out, and if you guys like it, you guys can continue. But if there's one thing about workouts, I have to say that not all workouts are created equal. And some of these fitness apps and influencers out there, in my opinion, have the good intentions. Unfortunately, not all workouts are good for everyone. So if you're someone who is struggling with workouts, someone who is looking for a routine to follow that's easy to do, not complicated, and gets results, okay, consider this one, okay? These are all my workouts that I've been kind of using with my clients, and so it's a great way to get in shape this year without trying to figure it out on your own. Okay, so highly consider going to this website. This is the website again, and hope you guys learned something today. And next week will be module 6 of U 2.0 Physique Transformation, and we're going to be talking about overcoming obstacles. Okay, hope you guys learned something today and enjoyed this presentation about nutrition that satisfies you and how you can make that happen. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the future. All right, bye-bye.